All right. Hey, friends. How are you? It's doing a slightly different video than usual because the developer of Taxonaut, Mosgrom, Jasper, he asked me if I would do a video about the tools I use to stream. Now, the only problem with that is that I only have this one camera. I'm not using my phone camera to record, my desktop and my desk and stuff. So I figured I would just go through the tools via software here and show you what I use to stream. So I use a lot of tools to stream. I use many things. The first and most important is this guy right here. This is OBS Studio. This is probably one of the most important pieces of software I use. I use it every day to stream. It takes a little bit of tweaking, but it is absolutely wonderful. I use it for streaming and recording. I'm using it for recording right now, actually, as you can see right here. I've got all the audio from voicemeeter, one of the other tools we'll talk about, going in here. So my microphone, desktop audio, everything. Thanks, Aquasnap. Aquasnap is a thing I use to snap things to the corners and top and sides. It's pretty nice, actually. OBS is a free tool. It's amazing. It has, to start you off with, it has an auto configuration wizard that can help you get your recording and streaming settings up to snuff. I've used it. It's great. It's what I use today for recording and streaming. This is what I use six times a week to stream. I get five days a week. It is, I feel, the best piece of software you can use for streaming. There are other things like Shadowplay, and Streamlabs has a branch of this. But OBS is really just the best. Like, bar none, I feel it's the best piece of software you could use. I absolutely love it. I give to their Patreon. It's just a wonderful piece of software that if you're interested in recording or streaming, I cannot recommend this enough. If you want to know how I won't go into detail about how each piece of software is set up. I can do that if you ask in the comments. I can do that. But I'm just going over the basic tools today. So this is OBS Studio, totally free, absolutely wonderful. I use it all the time. I just can't gush about how wonderful OBS Studio is. Now, the next important piece of software I use is this guy right here, voicemeeter Banana. This is my mixer, and this is what I use to get desktop audio and my microphone to OBS. It's a little complicated. It took me a long time to learn how to use it. Several YouTube videos, few hours. But once I got it working, it's absolutely wonderful. You can have different settings for different things, like different podcasts. If you just want speakers, if you want a different setting for Zoom, that sort of thing. You can save them as XML files, so you can have different settings. This is what I use to record the podcast right here. It's got built-in recording. And this is nice. This is what I use for a lot of the streams, called audio ducking. Basically, it lowers the volume of the game while I'm playing it. So yeah, voicemeeter Banana is another essential tool in streaming, I think, for me at least. It has allowed me to tweak the audio to exactly where I want it. And this is going to take, I think this tweaking audio probably takes more time than anything else, is making sure the audio sounds right. And this is a wonderful program to do it. Like I said, there's a learning curve with this one. It took me a while to learn it, but now that I've got it set up the way I want it, I wouldn't rely on anything else. It's just absolutely wonderful. The buttons come with it, so you can set up the buttons to do the ducking, which is really, really nice. I didn't always do ducking, but once I started using it, I'm like, how did I live without this? So yeah, voicemeeter is a wonderful, wonderful tool that I cannot recommend enough. Now, to get audio to voicemeeter Banana, I have a wavelength microphone. And this is the piece of software that controls the wavelength. So what I have here is I've tweaked the settings here. You can tweak the gain here, or you could tweak it on the little dial here, but I've tweaked it here to get it exactly where I wanted it. And then what you do is then you send this to voicemeeter. So see, it's taking the wavelength stream right here. So voicemeeter is getting this audio here, and then it's sending this audio to OBS. So it's the same thing. So it's kind of like a chain, but it works because I can fine tune the mic, and then I fine tune the mixer, and then if I need to, I don't really need to fine tune it in OBS because I fine tune it with voicemeeter. But yeah, the Wavelink is a great mic. I've been using it for a couple of years now. One of my favorite things about it is it has a mute button right here. I use that all the time in voice conferencing and meetings and whatnot. Yeah, the Wave 3 here is a really nice microphone. Costs about $200. Last I checked, it cost about $200. But it's worth it. It's worth it. I think it's, for the price, probably one of the best mics you can get. I did a lot of research before deciding on this one, and I am quite happy with it. The tools it comes with, you can do. I mean, you could set this up to be your mixer if you wanted to, but I use voicemeeter. But you can also you can add different channels and everything to this if you want to. But I just use it for the microphone. So the Elgato Wave. Excuse me, I'm sorry. The Elgato Wave 3 is a really great microphone. I absolutely love it. And I'm very happy with it. If it died, I'd probably get whatever new microphone Elgato is making. Because Elgato makes good stuff. And speaking of Elgato, the next thing I use is Elgato Stream Deck. Elgato Stream Deck is basically a small little device with 15 buttons. And each of these buttons can be a macro. And this is what I use to set up the stream every day. So we have our coming up screen, and then I have a button to go push it live. And this only does one thing. This does two things. It mutes everything and plays some music and a bunch of other things. This goes live via OBS. This switches OBS to studio mode, so I can see what's going live and a preview of what I'm about to set up. So if I'm setting up a game, I can make sure OBS is capturing it. And then once you go to studio mode, you have to select which OBS mode to capture, so you can do that here. And then you transition to live from here. And each of these buttons can have several macros. You can have multiple. Most of these only have like 2 actions. But like this one has 3 actions. This is my favorite button. This is my favorite button because when you push it, it mutes the mic, it turns off the camera, and it replaces the camera with an image of a nose with a line through it. So if I have to blow my nose, I push that button, and the mic gets muted, the camera goes off, and there's an image, and then I push it again, and the camera goes back, the mic should be unmuted, and we're all good to go. So the Stream Deck is great. This is what I use for streaming. I also have a separate set of macros for podcasting and a separate set of macros for local recording. So Stream Deck is an insanely useful tool to streamline your workflow. Especially if you only have one monitor and you can't see what's going on another. Like I have 3, but this would have been useful, especially if I only had the one monitor, because then I could push buttons here instead of trying to do everything on the one monitor. So this is a very useful device. I don't remember how much it costs, 100-ish maybe, but a very useful device to streamline your workflow and make things a lot simpler so you could focus on getting into the mental headspace for streaming and recording, rather than having to push all the buttons and making sure it's doing this and doing that. Stream Deck is insanely useful. The last tool I would talk about, it's kind of two tools really, is Restream. Restream is the tool I use to stream to multiple platforms. This is what allows me to stream to YouTube, Twitch, Facebook, TikTok, etc., etc. It's not cheap. It's several $100s a year. And if you're only going to stream to one platform, like you only want to do Twitch or you only want to do YouTube, that's fine. If that's what you want to do, there are other ways to do that. But I like giving people the option to watch where they want. And so I have found Restream insanely useful for that. They're a great company. They have great support. Whenever I have a problem, they usually answer me within minutes. So I can't say enough good things about Restream. And this is another tool Restream has called the Restream Chat. Restream Chat supports multiple services. And so if someone's chatting on YouTube, someone on Twitch can see it. And then they can reply to that person, and the person on YouTube can see the reply. It's really nice when you stream to multiple platforms to have a thing like this. So you have a chat going with multiple services. Now, if I was trying to, make a living at this, I don't know if I'd use multiple services, because someone once told me if someone comes to your stream and they only see 3 people, it's not going to be as exciting as if they see 8 or 9. But they're not going to see the other people because they're on different services. So this one's up to you, depending on your goals. But I like it because, again, I like giving my users a choice as to where they watch my stuff. It's also really nice because they have an embed that I can put. They have an embed that you can put on your website as well. So if someone comes to your site and they see you have a stream thing, kind of dates when I'm recording this, but they could watch the stream here. So Restream is a really great tool. I really love it. Now, you might be wondering about the camera I use. I didn't mention the camera because it's a very old Logitech camera, but it's still working. It still works well. But it's like 8 to 10 years old. So I'm not recommending you buy an 8 to 10-year-old camera. I wouldn't know. Excuse me. I wouldn't know what to tell you in terms of cameras. That's entirely up to you. If this one died, I'm kind of an Elgato fan. I'm going to be honest. I would probably get the Elgato camera because it's a really nice camera for the price. But this is an old Logitech camera. I'm not going to recommend you seek out an old Logitech camera. It does a fine job for this. And it's worked for a long time, so I've had no need to replace it. But I wouldn't rely on the camera for audio. Like some people, like I've seen some streams where they use the microphone in their camera for audio. Don't do that. Get a separate mic. Even a headset mic is better than using a webcam mic. So those are the tools. Those are the tools I use. To recap, OBS is just absolutely essential, I feel. OBS is insanely useful and free. Voicemeeter Banana, amazing mixer program that has something of a learning curve, but is totally, absolutely worth it. The Elgato Wave 3 microphone with the Wavelink software, which is an excellent microphone. The Stream Deck, which is a very nice device to help streamline your workflow through the use of macros. It's a lovely little device. You can use all sorts of, you can make all sorts, and there are plugins for it. You can make all sorts of macros for things. It's really nice. And Restream. So those are the tools I use to stream to you guys Monday through Friday. It's kind of a comprehensive list, but there you go. So I hope you've enjoyed this video. If you have any questions, you could please leave them in the comments. And if you need more details about how I set up, I kind of don't remember how I did this. I just know it's set up the way I like it, but I don't remember how I did it. But if you need like more details about how I set up OBS or voicemeeter or whatever, I can make a separate video for that. But yeah, thank you for watching, y'all. And I hope you have a lovely day, and I'll see you when I stream. Bye-bye.